Welcome back to Brother Sports Podcast presented by RambleOnSports.com. It is Wednesday, August 21st, and we are just going to get right into the shit, man. We got BMW Championship. We've got college football week 0. Yes, it's 4 games, but yes, we are going to give you some picks. NFC East, AFC East, and Big 10 previews because we still can. And you know what, Max? The other thing we got to talk a little bit about before we get into all of that is first weekend of EPL. I was wearing a Villa jersey last pod. My Villains won 2-1 on a great performance overall against West Ham. West Ham and Villa were kind of the two transfer window darlings, if you want to call it that. A lot of people had a lot of hype around both teams, but Villa did perform well. And key signing that we got from Everton, Onana, ended up with a brilliant header goal off a corner from Tielemans. Didn't get to watch like a whole lot of the game. I saw that highlight, right? Listened to a couple of the big Villa podcasts, Claret Blue and My Old Man Said. So listen to them. We performed. So looking forward to that. And we got Arsenal on Saturday at 12:30. So maybe get into a couple picks here. I wish Sean was here. He is not with us, but it's just me and Max here today. So I'll go easy on the Gunners since Sean's not here, and we'll have to text offline. But Max, the Bees also with a win, repping some Bees here. Last year's alternate kit. So, did you get a chance to watch your Bees and thoughts on the performance this weekend?
Yeah, watched the full thing. I think we look very solid. With the Ivan Toney allegations coming out like pretty much a week before, maybe even a couple days before the start of the season, about him going to Saudi Arabia League. We did not play him, didn't start him. Or I guess didn't start him, didn't play him. But you know what we did? Just have the same guys that we did this whole past year. We
Right.
had some up and downs, but this chemistry, beautiful. Brian and Buomo, uh, fucking Wizza, just right back at it. Each scored a goal. I think Wizza had the assist for Mbuomo's goal, and we just looked crisp. We looked good. It was a 2-1 win. Flecken had some amazing fucking saves.
Yep.
The one goal for Palace was a Ethan Pinnock own goal. But I think even if he didn't bat it in, it was probably going in eventually. So not solely on him. But yeah, I think we looked crisp. I think we looked good. Great home opener. I mean, couldn't have asked for a better game. We looked good. So definitely obviously always some tweaks we can do, but very excited. Love to get a win over Palace. We usually always tie them. They would have tied it at like the 87th minute and we would have been just fuck. But held the line, kept it 2-1. So good win, and we move on to Liverpool. So
I
that
was
would be fun.
gonna say between the two of us, man, we got probably other than City, well, not probably, definitely other than City, we got the two toughest opponents for each of our teams this weekend. I'm looking at the odds now. We can just any quick predictions because I don't know about you. I'm not super faithful in the new Villa versus this very stacked Arsenal team. I imagine you probably feel pretty similar.
Yeah. I'd say I wouldn't hate kind of calling a tie, maybe even like a Liverpool tie. I don't know what those odds are. I don't have them up, but like we kind of have Liverpool's name in a sense these past 2 years that I have been following Brentford. Really, we've had one really bad game, and other than that, we've tied and I think even won. Well, we definitely won, but um, I wouldn't hate like a Liverpool tie for the people, but I might look at just a tie. Get back
I
to
mean,
our roots.
if you look at it, I mean, dude, we could do a Aston Villa tie double chance and a tie Brentford double chance parlay for a little plus 680 action.
True.
The
It is at Liverpool.
yeah, Brentford tie is plus 300. Um,
I
it's
thought you
at
said
Villa. No,
do
that was the
Liverpool.
Liverpool or tie.
Yeah.
That's minus 1800. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll figure. Maybe we do like a +1.5. Maybe we try and find those. Let me see real quick, just to not take too much time. But yeah, I don't know. Arsenal's rolling, and I'll speak for Villa. I don't feel super confident. Reason being is that Villa basically is the reason why Arsenal didn't win the Premier League last year. They beat them 3-1 in like one of the last weeks of the season. If they tied that game or Arsenal won, Arsenal would have won the Premier League, I'm pretty sure. So definitely
Yeah.
did not help. So I think they're gonna come out with a vengeance for us, but I don't hate it. I mean, we could just do like a little draw for each. Plus
So
25.
I think we'll probably lose, but we love a good tie.
I mean, if we want to fade both our teams and just do Liverpool money line, Arsenal money line, it's plus 125. So that's
Oh,
probably
that's not
there.
oh,
Yeah, for anyone else who wants to do that, that's probably worth their
yeah.
money.
I would not.
Dude, I almost bet I was gonna do a double chance that Arsenal Villa game when Villa won 3-1 because Villa at the time was plus 900 before kickoff. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just throw some on. I was like, oh, we're gonna get our ass beat. And then of course that shit happens, but you don't see plus 900 very often.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Any other footy? Or you want to get into some golf? Let's get into the BMW Championship, the FedEx Cup Championship. We are in the second round, semifinals, call it that. It is the top 50 golfers left in the FedEx Cup rankings. The top 30 go to the final tournament next weekend. This one is played in Castle Pines Golf Club in Castle Rock, Colorado. It's like 25, 30 miles outside of Denver. So, Max, what's the name of the game when we're in Denver? Elevation. So it is a 8,130-yard course, one of the longest courses you will be playing on this tour, a par 72. However, with the altitude and everything going on, you are going to see some bombs of drives. So a lot to be, considered there in the carry distance, some of those adjustments. So if you say like, I was reading a couple different articles and they're super great breakdowns. Slips my mind off the top of my head, but basically, a 10% distance adjustment is able to be closer to like, a 7,300 yard. So, you start doing all the golf math with elevation and yardage and things like that. It is going to be a solid course. It's not going to be an easy course. It's definitely not going to be like a 3 under or 600, but it's going to be somewhere in that 11, 12 range realistically. But yeah, I mean, tee to green approach. So a lot of it's going to be you're going to be able to bomb the drive, but it's that second shot, and there's a lot of undulation in the green. So a lot of different ways to look at it. So you're going to see a lot of guys playing those safe shots. They're shooting kind of off, not right at the pin. They're kind of trying to get their way and lag it up there versus trying to go right at it just because of some of those pin locations and the way that the greens are. So that's just kind of like a little basic background. It's a Nicholas course. So if you get any of those famous Nicholas Palmer, those guys, they want to fuck you up on the course. They don't make friendly golf courses. They make difficult ones for that reason. You look at like course comps and things like that. The Memorial Tournament that Scotty or who is it that recently just won? Shit, might have you check me while I'm doing that, but the Memorial Tournament is like the Jack Nicklaus tournament. It's his club and everything. It's Muirfield Village in Ohio, and so that's like a huge course comp. And if you look at the final winning score, I think for that it's like an 8 under. So it is going to be a tough little course for that. So looking forward to that. I know I just kind of rambled on course notes. Anyone that you're particularly eyeing on without giving away any picks or kind of people storylines, things you're looking at while I try and figure out what the fuck the winning score at Muirfield Village was. Ugh.
No, nothing crazy really, honestly. Uh, just the usual. We
Okay,
shall see.
almost there. Scheffler did win at Muirfield Village. He beat. Oh, this was Scheffler won at Muirfield, but Morikawa was right behind him at 7 under. I think Morikawa was making a comeback on those last back rounds, made a push. I'm trying to see if anyone just absolutely shit the bed. Sepp Straka was one that was in there towards the end. Yeah. I mean, dude, you look at it, only 8 dudes shot better than even at Muirfield. So expect a lot of challenges. It's going to be a pretty course to watch. One where you got the backdrop on your Friday work from home day, and you got a beautiful Rocky Mountain range behind you. So looking forward to that. So
What's
we'll,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Well, we do that here. So without further ado, you want to get into picks, Max? And one thing I'll note: no T30s because there's only 50 people, so there is not a T30 market. So we will just, instead of doing the T30 in our normal little picks, we're going to do just any other prop, just a fun prop. You want to do another T20? That's fine. You want to do an outright sprinkle? Be my guest. First round leader, T10 or something. Whatever you want to do, Max. The world is your oyster. So we're not going to start with that one. We're going to start with matchups, and we're going to start with 3 balls because we don't have just the head-to-head matchups currently. So, Max, where are you going with your 3 ball?
Uh, this is a tough one. Couple I had circled. I think I'm gonna have to steal your boy, go Aaron Rye against Clark and Thomas at plus 165.
I like that. I was really close to. I was really close to doing it. Hold on. So I'm trying to type these as we go. What is it? Clark and who's the other one? JT.
Thomas.
Yeah. I love that pick. I wrote that one down. Guy is on in terms of metrics and what's important in this course. Definitely can do that. We know where Clark's been. He's pretty streaky. JT's same boat. So give me steady Eddie and hope that JT and Clark don't bounce off. So
Yeah.
I love the pick. I thought about going that way. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to go with this one, but I think I know. So I'll just say, yeah, I do know. I'm going with Corey Connors plus 170 over Adam Scott and Russell Henley.
Okay. I like that as well.
Yep, I was pretty much between the one yours and mine, so I'm glad that you got that one. So I had to make a decision, but I like Corey Connors. He's been playing very consistent. I think Scott's gonna play well. I just don't see him. I potentially might be sprinkling Corey Connors and like an outright. See how he's doing. He's gonna be right there. He's gonna be a good T20 play as well at minus 25, 125, whether one of us uses him or not. But yeah, I mean, I'm all over Corey Connors.
Oh yeah. Beautiful.
Let's see. Let's go with first round leader, Max. Where are you going with that?
First round leader. I'm gonna go. I don't think we've ever had him as first round, and that is Tommy Fleetwood at
Ooh.
plus 2,500.
So fun fact for you, Max. He was the first round leader that I had placed in our podcast, and I think he ended up bogeying the last hole. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think he was T2. He ended up being T2. Other than that, I have not played him since. So right now, it's the last tournament that's been played and the very first tournament that's been played this season. So I like that. So let's give Fleetwood a chance from the Two Brothers Pod. So thank you for giving him that chance, Max.
Yeah. Give him a second chance.
Oh yeah. And what were those odds at again?
Uh, plus 2,500.
Thank you. Yeah, I really like that one. I'm gonna go with a guy who I have a really hard time not putting in my outright or anything else, but I have to get him somehow, and I am gonna be potentially looking at him depending on how he's kind of one of those live guys. Xander Schauffele, I think he's just been on a fucking roll, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those where I have a hard time going against him. He can hit the shit out of the ball. He's been dialed on those long, like mid to long range irons, and then wedge game has been dominant too. So you look at every single metric, and that's they rate as important. All the strokes gained and everything. Xander is like top 10 in every single one, and other than Scheffler, he's right there. And Scheffler's a good one. He's plus 900 for first round leader, and that's sure, but dude, that's just crazy, crazy value. So yeah, let me just add 300 more as if it's not that much different, anyways. But still, Xander 1200.
Nice. I like it.
Yep. And then before we get into T20, where are you going with your other prop, your fun prop? Or it doesn't have to be fun. We just want winners because your boy just stinks.
I'm gonna go Scotty tournament trio over Xander and Rory at minus 120.
Tournament trio. So Scotty over Xander and who?
Rory.
Ooh, at what is that again? Plus 340?
No, minus 120.
Oh, minus 120. I like that too. Okay. I like that a lot. Sorry, I'm just trying
Yeah.
to.
Just, why not?
Yeah, why not? Okay, shit. I really like that. I was kind of torn, Max. I love my nationalities. You know that. Corey Connors, top Canadian, minus 105. I think it's good value. I may even parlay that with Matsuyama to be the top Asian at plus 105. I think for the sake of value, I'm gonna go with some a little bit better in the odds and something I just after this past weekend and the stories, and he lost his bag and he didn't have his caddy and he still won the tournament in dominant fashion. I love a Hideki Matsuyama T10 at plus 120. I know we don't get into our T10, T5s. I just have a hard time not doing
Oh,
it. Matsuyama could make a run at it. See if anyone picks him later, but I want to get that. And it's just a little bit better than the top Asian. And I think that's just, I don't know. Sung J M, I think, is one that's in there. He's capable of having a big weekend. So yeah, give me Hideki on a nice little storyline at T10.
hell yeah. I like it.
Let's see where we at. All right, now we're down to T20 and outright. T20, good market. Where'd you end up going with that one?
Oh, I had to go back with my boy Sahith Thegala
Yeah.
at plus 110. I mean, come on.
Yep. I had a feeling you would. I had a feeling you would. Can't argue that. I can't argue that. And just like I didn't think you'd do anything differently, I'm not doing anything differently. And I'm just going to keep Aaron Rye in the same exact spot. I'm just going to go with a little minus 120 action, I believe, last I checked. Because
Hell yeah.
gotta have a piece of Aaron Rye. Got him at minus 105. He was the only pick I hit last weekend. So we're just gonna stay consistent. Go with Mr. Rye at minus 120. And Max, last but certainly not least. Who's your outright?
Guys due for one. I mean, can't explain how much he is due for one. That's called Colin Morikawa plus
Mhm.
1400. He's up there, but I mean, shit, dude. If it's not Xander, if it's not Scotty, it's got to be Colin.
Yep. Yep. I had him. I wrote down Xander and I wrote down one other name. Has not been used on our board. He's been used on a lot of first round leaders, maybe an outright or two. He is the king of staying on top after the long balls, and he's been pretty dialed in on the irons. Putting is really what he's going to need to be honed in on. He's also due. I would argue that Morikawa's been many times closer. This guy's also due. It's Tony Finau at plus 3,000. Guys been playing well for these greens. And this course, he's in there. He's in the top, 10, 20. He's right in there with Scotty, Xander, Rory, Colin Morikawa, and then Aaron Rise in a couple, and then Ludwig. I mean, he's right in there with the mix with everyone else, but his odds are longer than all of those guys. So you know what? Why not? Haven't hit one technically. I don't think have we hit now, right? Like a place.
Was
Like
it?
I bet Aaron Rye last weekend myself,
No,
but
I didn't know.
I don't think any official picks have hit. So we're gonna get it outright between Morikawa and Finau. I can tell you that because I love both those picks.
Fuck yeah.
Anyone else you're interested in, or maybe guys you were looking at that we did not mention yet?
No. I mean, I looked at Sahith over Horschel and Thompson for the 3 ball at plus 170. But that was the only other one.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I'll mention is that if you parlayed that Corey Connors, Hideki, like top Canadian and top Asian, it's plus 300. So I don't hate
What?
that. 50 to win 200. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So we'll see. That's really all I have. I mean, I think the expectation is Scotty's going to win at plus 330, but of course,
Right.
we're going to just see how it goes. I just can't. If I'm not betting like more than $100 on Scotty, then it's just hard for me to find. And even like $100 isn't going to like on Scotty at least. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So, yeah. Cool. Well, let's get on with it, Max. Why don't we? We got college football week 0.
Wait.
We've got week 0 here. We've got 4 college football games. We are finally in college football pick'em season. We are not going to count this week though, because it is week 0. There's 4 games, but we're going to go through the games. Any picks, anything like that, we will call them out, and then we are going to get into Big 10 preview because none of the 4 games that are this weekend consist of Big 10 teams. And I have to double check that just to make sure because of all the movement that's been going on in college football. But nope, I stand correct. So we will get into the Big 10 preview after that, go through a couple over-unders, who we like to win, any people we're looking out for, and then we're getting into the rest of the NFL preview. Max, I can't wait till it's not just previews and it's just live shit, but this will have to do for now.
Yeah.
So I'll just read through the 4 games real quick, and then Max, you just tell me what you're interested in. We got Florida State and at Georgia Tech at noon, and by at Georgia Tech, I mean Dublin, Ireland. So keep that in mind, everyone. We've got at 4 p.m. after that game, we've got Montana State at New Mexico. At 8 p.m., we round out with SMU at Nevada, and then at midnight, if you're still awake. I got my mother-in-law coming into town, so if I'm up at midnight, I'm probably jumping off the roof, but that's beside the point. We'll keep it moving, but that's at noon, and that's Hawaii, Delaware State. And why not? Not even a Pac-12 start. What's up?
Nothing. You said noon, but
Oh,
midnight.
yeah, midnight. Sorry, midnight. So a little Pac-12 at midnight. It's just Hawaii, but we love a Hawaii. Max, which
How
one of
was
the
that midnight?
midnight? Yeah. It kicks off at midnight. That's crazy.
Mountain West. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry. Honestly, the only thing I'll probably touch is I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go Florida State minus 10.5. I think Georgia Tech is pretty buns. Florida State, new QB coming in, DJ Ugalele. Um, Pretty well seasoned guy, but has bounced around a little bit. But I think a minus 10.5. I think they'll win by at least 14. They'll probably win by 21, 28, if I'm going to be honest.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I do like the over 55.5.
Yeah.
There. I think in Ireland it could be weather dependent, so I'd say just keep that in mind. Um, I'm a little concerned with how many people Florida State lost. I'm also concerned about who Georgia Tech's team is going to be. I'm trying to. They still have Haynes King, who was an absolute baller last year. They've got a couple guys back, but Florida State, I mean, their second string is still going to be just as good as Georgia Tech.
Right.
That all being said, I did say a couple of podcasts ago when we were doing the ACC that I loved Georgia Tech at plus 13.5. It's now 10.5. I feel like I still need to stay with Georgia Tech. I don't necessarily want to. I kind of agree with you, Max, but I think out of principle, I got to stick with it. Um, I mean, Jordan Travis gone, Keon Coleman gone, Johnny Wilson gone, Trey Benson gone. Here's what I'll say, Max, is I think it'll be a slow start, and then I think that it's kind of contradictory what I'm doing is I'm doing an over, but also like with Georgia Tech's typical offense. And I think that's the key is like they're not running their typical offense. Um Haynes King's something to be done with. I'm just taking the points because every time I take it minus 10.5 or something like that in the first week, it goes wrong. So I'm going over 55.5, sticking with Georgia Tech out of principle mostly. But I was looking for a good Florida State over, and my computer's lagging a little bit. But I think a Florida State team total over is also a very good way to go. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I don't think they have it up for DraftKings at least.
Oh, they don't. Yeah. You know, it's not a bad one is a Florida State halftime, full time at minus 180. If you really like that.
It's a nice parlay with oh fuck, I just went
I mean,
straight.
if you I think you could do, let's see. Florida State, halftime, full time, and a first quarter money line gets you to minus 130. So just first quarter, halftime, and but yeah, so that's tough. So we got a little showdown for week 0 though, Max. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's good. Just
It's a good start. It's a
in the
good start.
water.
Yep, I like it. I like it. I'm definitely playing the over on that game regardless. And then the only other game I really have a play from, and I'm scared to do the cover because it's even bigger than the Florida State one, is the SMU covering minus 25 against Nevada. I do think they blow the brakes off Nevada, but minus 25 in the opener is so crazy, and it's at Nevada. However, I'm going to do SMU's team total over 41.5 just to be safe because I could totally see this game being like a weird, wonky, like SMU 42 and like 35 for Nevada. I don't know. Or like a double. I don't know. I could just see some shit happening. SMU, I think, is going to chuck the ball around. So I think like a team total over is safe. And then I might do like a halftime, full time or something with it and maybe get that a little juiced up.
I like it.
Nothing from New Mexico, Montana State. Do you have anything there?
No, pretty much really just looking at that Florida State game, honestly.
Yep, that's super fair, and we'll keep it nice and light for that reason. And I'm trying to pull up a little same game parlay for the people on SMU Nevada. But yeah, I think Hawaii. I mean, if SMU over Nevada minus 27 is too much, I'm definitely not taking Hawaii minus 38. And I bet they will roll, but that's just way too much for me to even.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck? Can't do that. That's weird. It wouldn't let me do the SMU um thing. All right, well then maybe yeah, no, I don't really have much. I don't know. I did SMU over 40 and a half and Nevada under 18 and a half for plus 114. That would totally mean they cover minus 27, so I might as well just do that. But
Right.
yeah, I might just do that, Max, to be honest with you. How about a first half? Let me see. First half minus 14 and a half is also dicey. So I think that is where we're at, Max. So we've got a showdown for Georgia Tech, Florida State spread. And I'm gonna do a SMU over 41 and a half. And we agree on the over on Georgia Tech, Florida State, or where are you staying away?
Staying away / kind of under.
Fair. Okay. Full showdown. Full showdown. I like it. It's okay. We're not keeping track this week. We're gonna figure out how we want to do it for this year before the next podcast we do, which will be just CFB week 1. And then maybe we'll do like some playoff stuff. We'll figure it out. But Big 10, a little bit more exciting than this first weekend. Yes, it is the first weekend of football. It's gonna be exciting, but Big 10 still gonna be good. I broke down, dude. I don't know how you want to go about it. I don't know if you want to just go for teams you like. If you just want to get into picks, we can just go that way, and then maybe we'll get there that way. Anything like picks that you love that you want to get down now and out first.
Yeah, I'll say let's just do, I guess, championship game winner real quick, and then like win totals and shit or / whatever.
Yep. So who you going with your championship game winner?
Couple odds I like. Few sneaky ones. I think Ohio State at plus 155 is a very good bet to do. I think they could be very solid, but I mean, I don't, dude. No, not Penn State because they're gonna lose week 1, but they're also a sneaky one. Um, but yeah, I think Oregon or Ohio State. I hate to just do the rock chalk Jayhawk, but um, those top 2 are probably the ones to bet on.
Yeah. I feel like I'm pretty heavy on Oregon right now.
Yeah,
I don't.
they're plus 200.
Yeah, I don't think Michigan at 700 is worth the value. I don't even know who their quarterback is, if I'll be completely honest with you. Um, I think Will Howard at Ohio State concerns me more than Dylan Gabriel at Oregon, but I think overall, I I don't know. I think on defense, Ohio State has more talent than Oregon, but offensively, I think Oregon's going to be incredible to watch. I agree with you. Drew Aller just they got a really good combo with him and Singleton at running back QB. They've got the talent there. I
Aller is just mediocre.
dude, I can't buy this Penn State team as a potential Big 10 championship with these kind of teams. I'll be honest with you, Max. I like USC at plus 2,000 way more than I like, and I hate to say that, but I like that value
Michigan,
more than
Penn
Penn
State.
State. Yeah, 100%. I
Yeah.
hate Iowa. I hate the Iowa value. I think if I could do Iowa just to, well, maybe I can. But yeah, no one else really interests me. I think I think I
Wisconsin is apparently like a big sleeper, but I don't really have good faith in them.
no, no.
Yeah.
I think there's got to be a third team that emerges aside from Ohio State, Oregon. I think ultimately that is the championship game matchup. But I think between USC, Penn State, I'll even I'm surprised Nebraska's at 5,500. But hey, you know what? Like I don't hate that either.
Well, I got a little spin zone for you because this we didn't really do this. We did this a little bit last pod, but not any other time. So I'll start. Penn State minus 140 to make playoffs.
Okay.
Michigan's plus 140. I'll say Ohio State's favored at minus 650 and Oregon's minus 300 just to get that out of the way. But I've heard a lot of talk about Minnesota sneaking in, and I don't know why, who, what, when, where, why. Where are they? I must have passed them.
Plus 18,000.
Yeah, so that's weird that I've seen them getting because I said Missouri's a sneaky one, but
I
people
agree
are
with you
saying
there.
Minnesota. People are saying Minnesota, and I don't know why.
Well, so they got North Carolina, Rhode Island, Nevada as their um first three games not in schedule. They play Iowa, who they could beat. Michigan, honestly, they don't play Oregon or Ohio State. That might be part of it too. Because they play Iowa, Michigan, USC, then they have like UCLA, Maryland, Illinois, Rutgers, Penn State, and Wisconsin. So like
They could.
I think they could beat Iowa. I think I don't think they beat Michigan at Michigan, but I don't know Michigan's team this year. I don't trust them a whole lot. USC at home, weather could be a factor. At UCLA, Maryland, Illinois, Rutgers, I think they take care of business potentially. And then Penn State, they probably lose. So they're looking at a, I mean, I don't even, isn't there over under like 6? Yeah, it's 5.5. That's crazy.
Then I don't know why I was seeing that, dude. I swear I was.
I will say from a Big 10 perspective, they play a lot of good teams. It's not like impossible. Because I don't
Yeah,
think Iowa, Michigan, and USC are better than they were last year, except maybe USC. And then Penn State is at home, so you never know.
true.
So I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Uh, does that mean you like their over 5.5?
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
Yes, indeed.
I don't hate that. From those lower odds, the other one I like in that 5.5 range is Indiana. Biased involved, Mr. Signetti from JMU, but he's getting some transfers. He's moving some shit over at Indiana. I don't think their schedule is super tough either. Let me see. Uh, let's see. Any other over under state you're eyeing, Max?
Dude, was Wisconsin at I hate the flat, just one number,
What?
but over 7 is plus 120. I mean, considering the hype I've seen around them as well, sounds like they're probably bound to get 8 or 9.
Yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
hate
I don't.
that. Um, Penn
What's your take?
State, huh?
Oh no, you go ahead. Go Penn State. I'll ask you after.
Penn State's over is 10.5. Well, over under 10.5. The under is minus 165. I kind of agree with that. I know that that is a little pricey, but
Yeah,
I don't know if you can parlay them. I screenshot. So Iowa is over 8 or under 8. They're under 8's plus 110.
I like that a lot. I love
Yeah,
that. I love that.
yeah.
I'm circling that one.
Yeah, I might wait just a little bit. Hopefully. Well, I don't want it to go to 7.5. I'd rather it go to 8.5, but I don't know if I can wait much longer. I love that though.
I don't know that it max. I'll be honest. If it's what was the under again?
8 for plus 110, over is minus 130.
Mm, yeah, it could go up. It could go up. For Wisconsin, they do have Alabama and Oregon on their schedule, but
There.
one they go so Western Michigan. We'll do a quick schedule count. Western Michigan, 1. South Dakota, 2. Bama, not going to win. At USC, I'm going to go no personally because I just was talking about USC, but that could be a toss up, so we can come back. Purdue, Rutgers, Northwestern, Iowa. I think they lose to Penn State. I think they can beat Nebraska and Minnesota. So that's 8 right there, excluding USC. They're going to lose to Oregon and Penn State. So, I mean,
They might lose to 2 other people that we just named it in the
oh, they
win
will.
column.
They will absolutely lose to 2 people. But if we name Nebraska, Minnesota, Iowa, Northwestern, Rutgers, Purdue, South Dakota, Western Michigan, like that's already there. So if they beat Iowa and they win every other game, they don't need to beat USC, Bama, or Oregon or Penn State, and then go 8-4, and we're good.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. I like that. What's your take on Washington? Do you think because they're over under 6.5 and they
I
lost,
know. I saw them.
but it's crazy. That's a lot of losses that they're expecting after a very good season last year.
Yeah, but a lot of losses. I mean, they lost a lot of people, key people. Um,
Yeah,
I think that's a fair line, both ways. I mean, over 6.5 minus 105, under is minus 115. Uh, I would say they probably get 7. I know organized organizations like that are gonna have the next man up and shit. So I don't think they're gonna be shit, but 6.5 is a little scary. I don't really know if I would want to touch that.
my thing is like they have Michigan, Iowa, USC, Penn State on their schedule, and Oregon. So they've got a tough pack, like a tough Big Ten. I'm gonna do that a lot. But they're gonna have a tough Big Ten schedule with those guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses potentially there. They could still, I mean, they still have. I mean, it's close because it's kind of what it's exactly expected. Like Weber State, Eastern Michigan, Washington State, Northwestern, Rutgers, and then it's Michigan, Iowa, who I think they could beat Iowa personally. I think Iowa stinks this year, but
Yeah,
that one is a toss up. Michigan, they're going to lose. Indiana, they could beat potentially. I think they could and should. They should. And then USC, Penn State, probably not going to win that, or UCLA, and then Oregon. So puts them right on the spot. If they can beat Iowa, that's easier. But that's gonna come down to the UCLA game right before Oregon. So that's gonna be a close one.
right.
That's fair. That's fair. I am gonna go over though, just because I can't like I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I get it.
also Dylan Morris, the backup from Washington, went to JMU after. That's because they got Will Rogers from Mississippi State. So something to think about. I don't know.
Yeah, go Dukes.
I'm gonna pull up the Oregon and Ohio State schedules. I kind of like both their 10.5s. I don't if it's physically impossible, then that's a different story, but I kind of like both Oregon and Ohio State on their overs.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think
yeah.
I think one goes 12-0, and I think the other one goes 11-1 at minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean Ohio State's got a pretty straightforward non-conference. Yeah, I mean it's just the Oregon game. That's gonna be they just can't drop other games, and Michigan has Tech. Oh wait, why is Michigan? I did not say Michigan. I said Oregon. I was like, why is Michigan pulled up? Because they got Michigan has Texas.
Mm.
Oh yeah, there's no way Oregon doesn't win 11 games. They have Idaho, Boise State, Oregon State, UCLA, Michigan State. They basically play Ohio State and Michigan, and then they play all the other cupcakes of Big Ten.
Jesus.
Yeah, and they'll win all of them except maybe the Ohio State. Yeah, okay. So I'm hitting both those overs. Anything else you like from Big Ten?
That's all I got.
I like it. Any you got any Heisman contenders out of this group other than the basics? I guess like Dylan Gabriel is an obvious one, but
Yeah. No, nothing really. I don't know.
I
No.
mean, I
Sorry. I
was
was
gonna say
just
I
kind of
feel
like trying to grab me. Like, there's a lot of teams I was trying to go through. Yeah, I think Dylan Gabriel would be the front runner coming out of Big Ten.
yep, I'd agree with that. I think Will Rogers will make it cute for a little bit, and then everyone's gonna be like, all right, or not Will Rogers, Will Howard.
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna say, I was like, Rodgers is
Rogers could at Washington, but they're gonna have to win 10 games.
maybe a little Dylan Raiola.
Dude, I'm excited to see him play.
Yeah,
Nebraska
yeah.
should be exciting. I feel like 5,500 is kind of crazy. I think their over under was what, 7? We'll do them.
Grabbed it.
Or 7.5 is what I have.
Okay.
So let me see if I can get the odds there just to see. Chin, 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 chin. I didn't write those down. Yeah, you got Raiola, you got Matt Rule in there. I mean, you got a lot to be looking forward to. I don't know what their non-conference schedule is. So let me check that. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I like a Michigan under kind of. I don't I would like to your point on the Iowa up to 8.5. I'd like to see Michigan go to 9.5 and then hammer that under. World doesn't work that way because if we're thinking it, everyone else is thinking it, and you know who's thinking about not thinking it is Vegas. So um that's how the cookie crumbles there. But yeah, I'm excited for the Big Ten. Max, I think that wraps up all of our college football um like previews. I know next week we could get into a little playoff prediction, get Sean in for the regular picks and stuff, and we could do like a playoff prediction. I know Florida
Yeah.
State could potentially be 1-0, but I don't think that's going to change anyone's stuff drastically.
No. Yeah, dude. I'm excited.
Oh, it's going to be great. I mean, you guys are going to get a totally different. I cannot wait for football. That's all we're going to talk about when it's actually happening. I feel like I'm in like a post anticipate or a pre anticipation depression where I'm just like, I just want football. I know how close we are. Hit me there. I don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
anything else. Um, Last thing, Max, though, because it finally just pulled up is Nebraska's roster. 7.5 was the over under. Let's just do a quick run through for the sake of Brian and Creighton. All right. And then we'll get on with the last bit. That's it for college football, other than picks. And then we're getting into AFC East, NFC East, and then we're gonna go to bed because it's getting late and we don't stay up too late for podcasts usually, and I'm an old man. So Nebraska, UTEP win. Colorado, week 2. I'm probably gonna put a
Revenge.
money on that.
Revenge.
Yeah, a revenge, a money line. Rayola is like, oh, y'all think you the new guy. I'm Patrick Mahomes 2.0. Rayola, Northern Iowa, 3. I think Illinois stinks this year, so I think they beat Illinois. I think they beat Purdue. I think they make a Rutgers game competitive, potentially win there. Indiana, Ohio State. Sorry, guys. That's going to be 72-12. And no, like Nebraska's going to be like 5-2 or something. And that's why I say that. They're going to be like 5-2. And then it's going to be like, oh, we got Ohio State. Like, and then it's just going to be like, Ohio State's going to be like, we need to win by 60. So that game, sorry, boys. But that would put them at like 7-1, 6-2 by the time they get to that game. So that is kind of big. And then UCLA, I think they can beat UCLA. I think they can beat Iowa last game of the season. I don't know if they can beat Wisconsin and USC, but I think they could potentially win 9 games. Yeah, we just need 8.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you want to do quick math: UCLA, Indiana, Rutgers, Purdue, Illinois, Northern Iowa, Colorado, UTEP gets us there. And Iowa,
Beautiful.
yeah. So I think we got something to work with. Maybe we can get Creighton back on, maybe Brian on. We can talk a little Nebraska if we get there. But Max, let's get into the NFL. And we have I'm trying to think. We got 2 more divisions, I think, for the NFL. I'm trying to like pull up.
Yep. Both East.
Yep. So we got the East, and then you said the what?
Both East.
Both these today, and then we got what the fuck? What we got left after that? Oh, AFC West. That's literally it. We just have the AFC West because we took so long on the NFC North. That's why. Sorry. I was trying to figure out what was missing. To be honest, did we not do AFC West in a different group, or did we already do them?
Oh, we did, but
I think we did. I think we made like a mid-pod decision to do AFC West so that we didn't have to do it with the college football.
yeah.
That sounds right. Okay.
Def-
All right. And honestly, Max, here's my AFC West preview. Chiefs are gonna win. Mahomes overs, Kelsey's overs, probably Rashi Rice, but don't go crazy. And then
Herbert over yards.
Herbert over yards. I don't like anything Broncos related. Raiders related. I don't even really like Devontae. The only thing I care about this, Max, the only thing we'll say on Raiders is Max Crosby over sacks.
That's what I just said.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah. Other than that, that's it. Okay. So anything else from the
Yeah.
AFC?
Nope.
Cool. Because they're minus like 200 to win the division. So I don't think that, yeah. Over under total. I'm just gonna go with I'm gonna go Chiefs over, Chargers under, Broncos under, Raiders under. So and if I'm going to any one of the 3 unders, Raiders is the one I'm most positive about at the moment. Chargers give them 2 to 3 years. All right.
Yeah.
AFC West, that was fun. So now we are just going to get into college football week 1 next week. So that's going to be fucking awesome. Looking forward to that. And so we're done with that. And so, Max, let's go AFC East first, because I think that's going to probably be the bulk of it for us. I think it's the most competitive, if not, I wouldn't say most competitive, but it's one of the most competitive divisions in football right now. Reason being, you have Aaron Rodgers back with the Jets. You got the Bills being the Bills, Dolphins being the Dolphins, and then you have the Patriots, who are not going to be relevant. But you still have 3 teams that could all make the playoffs. And so let's get into it. You want to just start with, you want to go with division winner? You want to go win totals or player props? How do you want to go?
Yeah, we'll just division.
Sweet. So who you got winning the division?
I think I'm gonna have to go Bills. I mean, Jets are plus 180, just like the Bills, but Dolphins plus 200. So like you said, it's a close race, but I don't know. I feel like the Jets just gonna grab that wild card, maybe make a run. We'll see how healthy and solid they could be. But I don't know. Just something about the Bills, Josh Allen, their defense. I think Ed Oliver went down in preseason of week one preseason. Didn't hear what his injury was, but I think still, um, them or the Dolphins. I mean, I don't know, dude. It's like you. I mean, it's tough. But if I had to pick, I'd probably say Bills.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't see anything major. It does say that there was a scare last week. So I think they're just pulling him from kind of activities and stuff just to make sure he's good. Let me see. He also
Okay,
pulled out Josh Allen too. So I think they had a couple guys like that where they're just like, we're just gonna take him out.
fair.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like he'll be okay. He just won't play the rest of the preseason. So I like that.
Got
I like those. Any concerns with Stephon Diggs and leaving and the Bills' new wide receiving core?
Not so much. I think it's kind of one of those things where it's like it sucks, but I don't think it's going to be a huge factor. I mean, we got Cook in the back. He's going to do it. I think Cook is going to get a lot of runs and a lot of looks as well. I think he'll be utilized very well. Um, I think they'll be exciting. They still
Yep.
got Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox is solid.
Dalton Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid,
Keon
second year.
Coleman's stud.
Keon, yeah, Keon's good. I don't know how well he's really been doing. Um, I know Jalen Johnson locked his ass up, but yeah,
Yeah, that's okay. Top five corner, rookie year. That makes sense. I mean,
top
for,
five corner, but not top 100 player. I'm kidding.
I was gonna say
Let's
I don't know how the math
let's
checks
move on.
out, but yeah, I mean, any top five highest paid corners?
Oh yeah, no, I mean he was fucking first team.
I was gonna say he's a monster. He's an absolute
It was
monster.
just a joke. He didn't make the top 10 NFL or top 100 NFL
Oh,
player
he
list.
really? That's surprising.
No, yeah. And that was where the Aaron Rodgers didn't play fucking the whole season, and he was ranked because I
Ah.
don't know, maybe I was 101.
Promise you, he will not be
Yeah,
one of next year.
top 100. There's no shot. Jalen Johnson wasn't top 100 after last year, but that's no story. We'll move on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd be
Hard
interested.
Knocks. Hard Knocks number 3 is out. I might watch that tonight, depending on how ready I am.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I don't hate that. I
sorry,
am
I
no,
got
no,
off.
no, we didn't. Yeah, no, I like Keon Coleman. I like Khalil Shakur. I like the Bills. I think the difference for me is one, they're the same odds, and two, I gotta go with Aaron Rodgers out of principle. I honestly, Max, though, if I can be completely honest, I think the biggest difference between the Bills and the Jets for me isn't necessarily the offense. I think they'll be solid. I don't think, I mean, you saw Rodgers last couple of years in Green Bay. It wasn't like this, like 100 point, he would average like 35, 40 points a game in his full prime, like just chucking the ball around a little bit more calculated. Last couple of years, I think he's going to do the same with the Jets. You've got Brees Hall, got Garrett Wilson. O-line's been built up a little bit better. It's not perfect, so that's going to be huge. But I think the Jets defense is overall better. And with Salah at the helm, I think the defense is better. But it's going to be like a
Dude, the
11.
Jets should have won so many more games last year.
Oh, exactly. I think that too.
It'd be
It's
like it'd be 3-3 in the fourth, and they're like, "All right, game-winning field goal." The Jets defense is like, God damn it, you couldn't score a fucking touchdown this whole game. We would have won.
Exactly. And if they can do that with Zach Wilson, imagine what they can do with Aaron Rodgers and Garrett
Yeah,
Wilson and Brees
no,
Hall. So,
for sure. I get
oh,
it. But again, like you kind of mentioned, you ride with Aaron Rodgers. I gotta fade Aaron Rodgers.
yep,
Fuck that
yep.
bit.
You know what that means, Max, is the Dolphins are going to win the division, and Tua is going to go off. Waddle and the whole squad's going to go off. I mean, we'll
So I
get into.
wouldn't hate, dude.
No, I'm cool with it. My thing is the defense, and that's the
They
whole
got
reason
rid of
the Jets
where's
are.
where's Wilkins? Wilkins is at the Raiders, right? Is that where
Yep. Yeah, they
they went?
signed. Dolphins signed like 4 or 5 guys in free agency, but
Still have Chubb, right? Or he got hurt, but
yeah, I think it's. Let me see.
Bradley Chubb. Actually, that is a name I haven't heard in probably 2, 3 years. Ever
Uh,
since he went to the Dolphins from
Bradley
the
Chubb from
A&M, right?
not a bad.
State,
Huh?
Mississippi State.
No, it is a state though. It's a state, something state.
I swear he went to A&M, dude.
I think you're thinking of Von Miller.
No, but yeah, no, but is it not SEC?
It is not SEC.
Oh, it's NC State. Jesus.
It is. Yep, absolute monster there. That's perfect because that allowed me to load up all the guys that Miami got in free agency. Um, let's see, they got Isaiah Wynn on the offensive line, Jack Driscoll on the offensive line. They got Shaq Barrett, Kendall Fuller, Jonathan Harris, Neville Gallimore, Jordan Poyer, um, Anthony Walker Jr., and then Jordan Brooks, the linebacker from Seattle, who's really good.
Mm.
And then they kind of just signed a bunch, Jonnu Smith, but the defense is who I was saying mostly for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I like Miami. I think their offense is obviously, I mean, it's kind of like no shit, Sam.
Dude's
Like,
gotta stay healthy.
yep, exactly. Exactly. So cool. I like it. I like that we've been different on this stuff. So this has been good. We got some stuff to keep an eye on. We are both taking the
Yeah.
plus 80 favorites, but it's Miami's plus 200 right behind. We've been talking about the Patriots for like 20 plus years, Max. So this is about the only 10 seconds they're going to get. I don't really care who their QB is, and they're not going to be good this year. So let's get into win totals and why I'm doing under 4.5 for the New England Patriots. They're tanking. They're just going to get like Luther Burden or someone nasty in the draft to help out with Drake May and figure out if Drake May or Joe Milton's going to be the QB. So that's all the time. And that was more than 10 seconds. So you're welcome.
Oh, um, I'm probably going under Jets 10.5 at minus 145. I'm gonna be honest. I think they win 10 at
Yep.
most.
I think the division, yeah, I think the division eats itself up, I think a bit.
Yeah. Considering, I mean, I don't want to take anything, but I'll just name it. Buffalo is at 9.5, and Dolphins are also at 9.5. So, I mean, they're saying, yeah, like everyone's gonna get 1-1 pretty much, and then have tough sketties.
I mean, dude, they could all three win 10 games realistically. That's kind of what they're predicting, unless they're predicting the Jets to win like
No, you're right, because the overs for Bills and Dolphins are Dolphins minus 135, Bills minus 145. So
yeah,
you're absolutely spot on.
yeah. So I'm wondering, that's pretty crazy. Shit. I like it though. I mean, the odds speak for itself, right? Plus 180, plus 180, plus 200.
Yeah. No, for yeah, exactly.
But okay, I like that. Okay, so you said okay. Yeah, I like the Patriots under 4.5. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do what we did last time, just real quick. Um,
Pulling up some scatties.
wild card, wild card. Bills wild card. Oh no, Dolphins is 4. Dolphins wild card plus 220. Bills wild card plus 230. Jets is also plus 230.
Dude, this couldn't be more of a fucking coin flip if it had three sides, if it was possible. Jesus.
Is there to make playoffs? Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. I
Probably
wouldn't
gonna
even.
be the same, but
The wild card and playoff thing might not even be worth it, just unless the
no,
playoff.
dude. No, because Bills make playoffs, yes, minus 175. Dolphins minus 155, yes. Jets is minus 175, yes.
Oh my
I
God.
thought just pick your wild card guy.
Yeah.
Dolphins wild card. I think Dolphins wild card might be the safest.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. And then you go, because then you expect the Jets or the Bills to win. I mean, based on what we just said, that the Dolphins wild card would be based on what we just said.
At
I,
plus
I mean,
240.
can you here's what I'm gonna do while I'm at it. I'm gonna pull up the oh sorry. I'm gonna pull up the schedule because I want to see how this all like are the like what's week 18 looking like?
True.
Let me see.
Who are you looking up? I can look up someone else.
Look, dude, it look up the Bills because Jets play Miami at home. So week 18 is in MetLife in December. Or no, January. It's in MetLife in January. Yeah, I love the Dolphins wild card then. Who do the Bills have week 18?
But I'll just say, oh wait, never mind. Bills got last 3 games: Patriots, Jets, Patriots.
The Bills do?
Yeah, they played
Oh wait,
Patriots.
sorry. Yeah, that's fair. I'm looking at the Bills schedule or the Dolphins schedule. Okay. So that's close. The Dolphins have,
Patriots, Jets, Patriots, though. So like that's like 2 out of 3. Then they play the Lions before the first Patriots game,
you want to
and then the
listen?
Rams, and the Niners. Bills got tough starting November 17th. Bills have the Chiefs, then the Niners, then the Rams, then the Lions, then the Patriots, Jets, and Patriots. They're going to be struggling coming into that. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, and the Dolphins go, so based on that same schedule, they go Raiders, Pats, which is fine. Then they go
Mhm.
Packers, Jets, Texans, Niners, Browns, Jets. So I kind of like the Dolphins too. I like the
Grab
Dolphins wild card.
a wild card, yeah.
Yeah. So what was the Dolphins wild card then?
Plus 220.
And that's better than them to win the division. So why wouldn't I do that? Because
Yeah.
the wild card, if they're two, I think three teams win. I think all three teams go to the playoffs. I don't
I
see
think
an
it's
division.
possible.
AFC South is going to get Houston and
AFC North is gonna compete with them.
they'll get two. They'll get two, but I don't think the Browns or the Steelers. Like they'll get the Ravens and the Bengals. You'll get
Browns.
one of these teams. You'll get the Chiefs. You'll get we'll go Texans, and then so that's already four in a playoff with counting Ravens, Steelers, and then you've got two more. Buffalo and Jets or whatever the other two AFC East are. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like for Steelers, Chargers, Raider, yeah. Like unless the Colts or Jaguars have a big year.
Right.
Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. Let's get into some player props because there's a lot of fun player props for this division. AFC East. I mean, you've got guys like Tyreek, Brees, Waddle, Josh Allen, Rodgers, Garrett Wilson, A-Chain. I mean, Keon Coleman is an interesting one. Kincaid, like so many different ways to go, Max. What's like your favorite prop that you wrote down?
Um, that is a tough one. Favorite one? I don't hate. I know this is gonna be a little close, but Josh Allen, 27 and a half over passing tutties is plus 110.
Okay. Okay.
I know he's lost a little bit, but at that value, I can't hate it.
No, I can't argue it. Can't argue it. I like him. Speaking of other Josh Allen ones, one I really liked was kind of a sneaky one. Does not have to do with passing, it has to do with rushing. 10 plus rushing touchdowns for Josh Allen at minus 110. It's crazy that's a coin flip, but I
I
mean,
like that a lot. Yeah,
he's bound for a big year, so I like that. I'm trying to see if I have any other Josh Allen. I mean, his 4,000 passing yards is plus 160. I think that's something to 4,000 passing yards. He should clear that. I know they don't pass a ton in Buffalo and the weather stinks. So
true.
get it.
But Keon Coleman tutties 4.5 at plus 100.
Damn.
I don't hate that at all.
That's actually crazy because I have him 5+ reception touchdowns at minus 110. So either those odds changed and when I wrote it down, or
You get it. I got by that like 7 today,
so then maybe let me see. I
like
mean,
7 at night, 7
yeah,
p.m.
no, that's better odds. I like that. I just wanted to see if that had changed. Now it's the same, so we can get over 4.5 for plus 100 or whatever.
Yeah, there's a glitch in the system.
It is a glitch in the system. I'm gonna take that before they figure that out.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. I like that. Okay, sweet. I'm glad we agree on that. You mind if I throw another Keon Coleman prop out there? Maybe two, or do you have a couple other ones?
No, no, yeah, throw them out.
I also just found another glitch in the system. I had a 750 reception yards or more Keon Coleman at minus 110, but you know what I can do, Max? I can just take it at 675 and a half over reception yards at minus 115. I'll take that little minus 0.005 difference to get 74 and a half yards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And what I'll add there too, sneaky one because there's two names that I can promise that one we'll talk about later, and two, one we already talked about at length when we did the NFC West preview, but most reception touchdowns by a rookie this year, plus 550 over Marvin Harrison Jr. And one we will talk about later, and I can promise you that at least I will. I'm sure you will too, Malik Neighbors. So yeah, loving
Oh,
some Keon Coleman props here.
what about Tyreek Hill 9.5 tutties at plus 115?
I like that. I have that written down as well. I like that. I mean, dude, guy's bound for big plays. Jalen Waddle does a lot of dirty work, and then Hill ends up getting those kind of quick outs or long throws. So I like that a lot. I wrote that down. I mean, you look at Tyreek. I mean, you could do lead the NFL in receiving yards at plus 600, lead in reception touchdowns at plus 900. I also really like his over 1,300, 1,000, I'll just 1,375 and a half receiving yards at plus 105. I think he can clear 1,500.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yep. Um, Let's see. What other props do you like here? I wrote down a bunch. I need to cross some out, but
Um, I really don't have too much. Yeah, I think I'm about good.
okay. What do you think about James Cook 1K rushing yards at
I
plus
like that.
plus 110 or 120?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, talk about Dalton Kincaid, 750 receiving yards, minus 120. And then
Yeah,
one receptions, one I love. And then that's all I have good stuff from AFC East is Garrett Wilson over 90 and a half receptions at minus 125. I think he's going to get force fed the ball. I think Aaron Rodgers he's going to treat Garrett Wilson like Devontae Adams.
oh yeah, for sure.
I went, I don't think I could find one. Yeah, I couldn't find one, but, I couldn't find like a receptions like alternate. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of want to do Garrett Wilson 100 plus catches this year, but I'll take the over 90 and a half at minus 125.
Oh yeah,
So
that's a good one.
I like it. NFC East, shall we?
We shall.
Okay. Are you doing anything other than Philly to win the division, or what's your general take? I mean, Cowboys and Giants and Commanders are solid, but
Yeah, I mean that minus 120 is not too shabby at all.
mhm. Yeah, I mean
Oh,
you get Saquon. I mean you get Saquon, you got the same offensive line. Like what else
yeah,
you can do?
exactly. I like
And
that a lot.
I don't necessarily know what CD's doing either.
True.
He'll be back. He'll be back for sure, but in terms of the level at which he is back, I'm not too sure.
Right.
That being said, anything you like on Commanders Giants? I mean, Cowboys will be there. They'll be competitive, but are you excited at all about either of the two teams or?
Dude, I don't hate the commies over 6.5 at minus 130
Yep.
for win.
Yep.
I like that a lot. Um, Jaden
Big
Daniels is pretty solid. So, I mean, and then they literally have a bunch of weapons, solid O line. Um, just I don't know what Howell couldn't do, but I guess just move. Really, I mean, Jaden Daniels can move around, do his thing. So I like that a lot. I think him. I mean, Brian Robinson. You got Dotson. You got McLaurin. Um, I think
Yep.
I think that offense will be fun to watch.
Austin Eckler, another one. Austin
What?
Eckler is Washington Commander.
Damn, when did I miss that?
Off season, yeah, it was like J.K. Dobbins and someone else are the running backs for the Chargers, and Eckler went to the commies. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just helping your point. I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Like you
No,
got,
I don't
yeah,
remember. I don't know how I missed that.
yeah, because there's some Eckler weird holdout stuff, and then it was just like I'm just gonna leave, and then everyone's like, wait, so what are you gonna do? It's like I don't know yet. And then Simon Washington. But I think him and Brian Robinson in the backfield, Chris Rodriguez as a third,
Oh
McLaurin,
yeah.
Dotson. Who's their tight end again? Didn't they just get a tight end? I mean, this
So,
Sinnott guy is solid. K-State tight end. I mean, I don't know, man. I've hearing a lot of good things on Jane Daniels. Not to jump to Washington too much, but we'll get there in a sec on some player props. But yeah, I agree with you, Max. I'm trying to pull up their schedule. So it looks like they play the AFC North, the NFC South, looks like they got like the Titans, the Bears, the Cardinals. Yeah. So, I mean, pretty manageable schedule if we're doing 6.5. And they can beat the Giants
Yeah,
once. They can beat the Giants once, if not twice. Just the way the Giants are, I don't think they'll beat them twice. I don't think
right.
Giants are just the Giant. I don't know. Cardinals, I think they could beat Browns, Panthers. I mean, they got a tough schedule. Titans, Saints, about like shit, dude. They got a tough schedule. Yeah, that Bucks game week one's going to be close. I mean, Bengals, they can beat the Browns, but I mean, Bengals, Ravens, Eagles. I think they can get one on the Cowboys, but I think that'll be close. But there's a lot of games, and I think the thing with Washington is there's a lot of toss-up games. Like there's more toss-up games than there is games that they're gonna lose. So like Bucks, Giants, Browns, Cardinals, Bears. Like they could beat the Bears. I don't know. That's at home. Are you going to that?
I want to, but it's Thursday night. Love to
Mm,
see.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, they got a tough little schedule, but I agree with you, Max. I do like the 6.5. I'm big on Jaden Daniels. Do you like Philly at 10.5, Giants at 8.5, or Dallas at 9.5 as your second? Like if you had to pick another one, and it over under, it doesn't matter. I guess Giants is under 8.5, and we're waiting for it to go 7.5 because I've never seen minus 425 for over under odds.
Minus 425. What? Wait, what do you have Giants at?
Last I checked on DraftKings, it was 8.5, and the over was 310 plus 310, and the under was minus 425.
I think you split over. I got it at 6.5.
Is it the same odds?
No, over is plus 115. Under is minus 135.
Whoa. I definitely didn't write that down wrong, so I feel like that changed drastically.
Well, did you accidentally like slide over on the sliders?
I mean, maybe. I guess I could have. I didn't mean to. All right, so what is it? Giants are 6.5.
Yeah,
I like the
plus
under.
115 over, and then minus 135 under.
Oh, I still like the under. I think they stink. Um,
Yeah,
I'll
fair.
go Philly over. I'll go Philly over 10.5. I think it's going to be close, but I think they go like 11-6, 12-5. I think they could be the second seed in the NFC. So
Yeah,
if if,
I
if
agree.
I think that they have to at least win 11 games.
Right. Nope, I
Packers
agree with
were
that.
10. I think Packers were 9-8 and were the very last team in the playoffs. So yeah. Um, any thoughts on Dallas over
Cowboys,
on
they probably win 10.
well, they gotta win 11.
All right. Mine's
Wait, Philly?
Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Cowboys, they probably win 10, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
so it's getting, yeah, you can tell we're getting to that point.
Yep, yep. All right, player props, NFC East, and then let's go to bed.
Um, Hurts, 3,600 and a half yards. 306, sorry, 36,000 and a half passing yards as a plus 110 for over,
Okay.
minus 130 for under. That's more of like a question. I don't know. I mean, he's got the weapons. I don't see how he couldn't.
36.50.5, is that what you said?
36.5. So he needs 36.01.
Okay. Let's see. There's one little file I had. I mean, I feel like that's pretty reasonable. He's definitely gonna run the shit out of the ball. Yeah, I mean, I've got like 38-10. So I don't know. I think he should be able. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Okay, I like that. I've also got him 10 plus rushing touchdowns at -115.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, even more so than the Josh Allen one, just because Jalen Hurts gets the tush push.
Oh yeah, for sure. But he doesn't have his center. That's
No,
big.
you're right. You're right. No, he's gonna have to work harder for those tush pushes. So we'll see there. What other Eagles props do you have?
I've got passing tutties for Hertz is 22.5 at plus 125.
Okay.
Um, AJ Brown receiving tutties 8.5 at plus 105. I really like that.
Yep. I like his
And then
10 plus at 200 as well.
ooh, I like that as well.
Yep.
Um, I guess I don't really know if I like it, but 6.5 for Devonta Smith at plus 100.
We just found another glitch. I had him at 7 plus touchdowns at -110. So let's do over 6.5 for plus 100.
Yeah. Jesus, what are they doing?
We don't have enough people listening for them to investigate
Yeah,
us.
good thing they don't. Yeah. We'll help our 20 friends.
Yes, exactly. They don't even listen to us. They just pick us.
Like
And
the Michael Porter Jr.'s brother.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah. We
why you
should.
betting $50,000 on this guy?
What's it to you?
Yeah,
It's like Jonte, stop being a fuckface. No one bets on you, and one guy randomly bet 50,000 on you. Shut the fuck up. Your phone has a phone call to the same number with that account. So, Jesus,
yeah,
be a little smarter. Jesus,
yeah.
goddamn. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the only other like Eagle related season prop I had AJ Brown over 87.5 receptions, which I thought was ridiculous.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Well, that's fucking ridiculous. 87.5, dude. 90 plus easily. He's got enough weapons where it's not like he's gonna be a big focus, but don't forget Saquon. You're gonna see Saquon's thighs in the backfield with Jalen Hurts. You're gonna see the offensive line. You're gonna see Devontae and you're gonna see AJ Brown. You're gonna say, well, fuck, we can't double anyone. So AJ
Right.
Brown won all coverage. I like that. Let's see. So our second team, Dallas. What kind of Dallas season props are you looking at?
Let's see, let me go. Um, that dude, Dak's passing tutties is 30.5 at plus 110 for under is minus 130. I might go that under.
I
He might
I
get I think he might get 28.
I opted to stay away, but I could totally see the under, if anything. Yeah.
I don't
He had
hate
a
that.
really good year last year. Didn't he throw for like 33 last year? And he's like best in the league in touchdowns other than Mahomes or something.
Maybe.
Okay. I think it was something like that. I'm trying to find it. He had third in yards.
What do you have
Uh
for last year?
he did oh shit. He had 36 touchdowns and 9 picks last year. I still see a regression though, dude. CeeDee Lamb
Yeah.
might not be the full
What
time.
was his yards?
Last year was 4,500.
His yards this year is 41.5.
I mean, there's no way he has the same year as he did last year.
Yeah.
Through 70% completion percent. Could have won MVP if they didn't get upset by the Packers early. Honestly, he probably could have.
Shit house.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that. Let's see. Other I for the sake of it, like if he comes back and everything's fine, CD Lamb to lead the league in reception yards, 600. This is more like if you're feeling that he could come back. TDs leader plus 900 receptions, which I think receptions he could potentially lead even if he does sit a couple games because that man would get like 13 a game. So plus 600 on receptions. And Max, we can't leave out the defense. Micah Parsons, sacks leader, plus 500. Because I know you might have had him at DPOI. Someone had him who I was talking to recently. Micah Parsons potentially winning DPOI this year.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I thought it would. I like the sacks leader though. But that's all I got. The Cowboys.
Same.
What do you anything for the Giants?
No, I didn't really look at like neighbors and stuff. I know you foreshadowed that, so you have something, go ahead. But
Yeah,
I don't got nothing for them.
yeah. I only have neighbors props for the Giants, so I'll just read the three I have. Not saying I'm gonna play all of them, but I'm gonna probably play one of the three. I haven't decided which one yet. I'm leaning towards Neighbors 1,000 receiving yards, and that's plus 175. I think that's really good. His 7+ touchdowns is plus 175. I just don't know the touchdown situation there in New York. And then the other one, which I also named this in another prop for Keon Coleman, but if it's not going to be Marvin Harrison Jr., it's probably going to be Malik Neighbors to lead in reception touchdowns as a rookie, plus 350. So it's like Marvin Harrison, I think, is plus 100. Neighbors is plus 350. And then Coleman is plus 550. And I think we're all in agreement. We're leaning Marvin Harrison, but Neighbors worth a sprinkle if you're not about it. Kind of like Jaden Daniels versus Caleb Williams. If you're going to pick anyone other than Caleb Williams, should be Jaden Daniels. Anyone other than MHJ, Neighbors. Sprinkle. Yep. And then last but certainly not least, the Washington Commanders. Anything you like on that front?
Yes, where did it go? Jaden Daniels passing yards is 3,150.5 at plus 110.
Yep. I wrote that down as well. I was gonna say, so fuck yeah.
Yeah. And then his tutties are, I think, 18.5. Yep, 18.5 for plus 110.
Okay.
Passing.
I think
I would look at his rushing. I feel like his rushing is probably like 3.5, 4.5, but I would like that as well.
Yeah, can I interest you in Jaden Daniels to have the most rushing touchdowns as a rookie, including running backs, plus 125?
Damn.
I don't know. There's a couple running backs that could rival that, but don't hate that.
Yeah.
He's also plus 4.
Caleb, be close.
Well, Caleb's gonna have like more passing. He's gonna have like.
Oh, you saw him run that in last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe we'll see. We'll see. I think Williams will have like. I think Williams will have like 25.
No, I know. No, way more like, yeah. It'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna say Justin Fields has the most. Like that motherfucker for us would just, yeah, he's gonna get a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, he'll be. Yeah, he won't run as much as Fields. He will probably throw better though. But I think.
He's pretty close to as good as a runner.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So that's dangerous. I also like, yeah, his rushing yards at plus 450. His passing yards are tough. I think Caleb Williams is like minus 120 or
Lead rookies with rushing yards.
Yeah, leading rookies with rushing yards.
So Yeah, I was just trying to see who's in there. That's not terrible either, kind of.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can do like a Jonathan Brooks would be a tough one. He's the leader. He's the leader in all the rushing props.
Yeah.
And then Blake Corum would be the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Corn will get that many touches though this year.
Yeah. I mean, so they got a couple apps. I'm looking at fantasy pros. They got 592 for 592 for Daniels. The only person that's higher than him that's a rookie is Jonathan Brooks. Then you got Trey Benson from Arizona and then Blake Corum, who are like within 30, 40 yards. So something to consider. Only other prop I have is Terry McLaurin, 5 reception touchdowns. That's plus 100, which I thought was insane.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a ton of passing touchdowns in Washington, but McLaurin should be able to get fucking 5. Right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. So
for sure.
that's all I have, man. That's all the props I have. We have given out more than enough picks today, but anything else you have on NFL, NCAA football, golf, footy, anything else you want to throw out there before we let the people go for the night?
No, I think I'm ready to roll into the weekend. I know we got a
Yeah.
couple of days left, but I'm ready.
Should be a good little weekend. And then we kind of already talked about it next week. We've got college football week 1. We already did our quick little AFC West preview. Sean comes on and we want to do like a little division winners, maybe a little playoff prediction for the NFL piece. We can do that. Other than that, we are done with previews. We are only here for the picks as we have been, but we're finally getting into that full season. So coming at you next week, full squad. We'll have the model rolled over. We'll have the sheet rolled over for everyone's stuff. We're tracking picks for the NFL and college football. I'm even going to work on the model myself a little bit more. I'm going to break down maybe how we're doing over-unders total. Like we're going to, if we got some specialists in the group, we want to call that out and make sure that we call out the skills that have been developed over time. So, Max, love you, buddy. Love everyone
Love
listening.
you.
Thanks for checking in, everyone. And one more week until fucking NFL and college football. Bam.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.